What you're watching right now around the city's church incident and terrorist activity directed towards ICE agents and regular Americans is narrative control and distraction. I'll cover it, but ultimately we have to have a little dose of reality also. Finally, federal authorities have arrested 3 activists connected to the city's church incident in St. Paul, Minnesota. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel announced the arrests of Nikema Levy Armstrong, Minneapolis civil rights attorney and activist who helped lead the demonstration, Chantel Louisa Allen, a community organizer and St. Paul school board member, and William Kelly, an activist who publicly challenged law enforcement before his arrest.
Around this country is they're using their political influence to attack people that disagree with them. They're going to come at me with charges, and I'm not scared of that. There's no base for these charges. I did not block them from, their service. They welcomed us in. They never asked us to leave. The police never came in and removed us. So we didn't stop their service. In fact, people were still praying the entire time. The music was still playing the entire time. So, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it. And for all the people giving me death threats, threatening my life, kill me. Go ahead, kill me. Because you know what? As Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
All 3 are being prosecuted under federal law, including the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act, which is a FACE Act, a statute applied here to alleged interference with the free exercise of religion at a place of worship during Sunday services. That tells you the federal government is treating this as serious interference with civil rights, not just a protest. In the video, William Kelly was clearly publicly taunting Attorney General Pam Bondi, acting like he's untouchable and, well, FAFO. At the same time, a federal judge refuses to sign an indictment connected to Don Lemon's involvement, even though he live streamed from inside the disruption and prior to the execution of that invasion of City's church. And this just in from Nick Sorter. Breaking: the U.S. magistrate judge who refused to sign off on Don Lemon's arrest warrant, Doug Miko, is married to an assistant attorney general in Minnesota AG Keith Ellison's office. Are you seriously kidding me right now? Total conflict of interest. Circumvent him and make the arrest. Minnesota is corrupt beyond belief. And that is why I keep saying it is installed. These people are installed. Now the DOJ is reportedly reframing the case in order to ensure that Lemon is charged for his participation in the invasion. So once again, we see selective accountability. Some people face consequences immediately and others are protected with the same pattern, different day.
Order in the court, please. Miss Judge on the mic. Bring the choir in. Ay, Don Lemon in the back row. Fake fur, tight pants, and a weak glow. Trying to preach, but he reading from a talk show. Facts all wobbly, stunting for the B-roll. Oh, you ain't Peter, you ain't Paul. Those are just the guys you cracked at the mall. Right before you pulled up at a church hall. Don't blame the Christians and act appalled. Sunday service, families made prayer. Here you come, put my mic on air. Turn the pulpit to a press event. Now the bailiff taking evidence. Don Lemon, why you so bitter? Crying like a little bitch on Twitter. Unwatchable like Jennifer Welch. Gonna have to start a new show from a cell.
Then you look at what's happening in Washington. Jack Smith testifies that he took 2 oaths of office, one without witnesses and another almost a year later ordered by Merrick Garland.
Mr. Smith, on November 18th, 2022, A.G. Garland appointed you as special counsel. Can you tell me about your swearing in or the oath of office that you took after that?
I don't recall the specifics of it. I know I was sworn in. I don't recall the specifics of how that was done.
You don't remember who swore you in?
I don't.
Would you agree that taking the oath of office is a legal requirement for the job that you had?
I've taken oaths of office regularly. I haven't researched whether it's required or not, but I've done that I think in every government case.
It is required. Terms I heard earlier today were atypical, irregular, no proper procedure. Yet in your opening statement, you said that we followed Justice Department policies, and I would assume you meant the law as well. It strikes me as odd that you don't remember who swore you in, how you were sworn in. It's pretty significant. We all get sworn in here, and I remember every day. You don't remember who swore you in.
I don't remember the details of it as I sit here today.
But you did take the oath of office before you got rolling.
I think my recollection is it was when I was appointed.
It was when. It strikes me as odd that Attorney General Garland had you retake the oath of office on the 14th of September of the following year. Why did he make you do that?
As I sit here right now, I do not recall. I know that there is the oath of office that I signed. I believe it was on the 18th, the day that I was appointed. And I know the department had me do a second one. I don't know the particulars of why they asked me to do it again, but I know
you signed it on the 20th of November 2022, but there was no witness, which, I mean, you have to agree it's a little odd. If there's no witness saying that you took the oath of office, it would maybe make someone like me question whether or not you were legitimately doing the job until you finally took the oath of office. It sounds like the Attorney General had the same question and thought, oh shit, we got to have him sign this on the 14th day of September of the following year. So why did you take the oath of office again on the 14th of September of the following year when you say you took the office in November of 2022? Why'd you need to do it twice?
My recollection is that I took the oath of office, as you said, it was the 18th or the 20th, and felt I was under the oath of office. I believe, if you have it in front of you, I think I signed an oath.
You signed it, but there was no witness. There was supposed to be either notarized or a witness, and apparently Attorney General Garland thought it was significant enough to have you do another oath 11 months later. That's strange, right?
I don't know why they asked me to sign it again. I don't recall ever discussing this issue with Attorney General Garland.
Well, that is just wild to me.
And Congressman Issa questions whether material facts were withheld from a judge to obtain warrants. This looks like an abuse of power and lying to an Article III judge.
Withhold that information from an Article III judge in the process of taking the records of the Speaker of the House.
We complied with department.
Did you hold back
Mr. Chairman,
that
would you please instruct the gentleman to allow the witness to answer the questions?
It's not your time. I'd like my time back.
Mr. Chairman,
again,
you have
please.
repeatedly done that in the past. The witness has the right to answer the question.
And there'll be due time to answer the question. Would you please put my time back and let me finish this? Mr. Smith, I asked you a question and you were not responsive to it, and I want you to be responsive to it. Did you, whether you think it was legal or not, whether you think it was right or not, did you withhold the name of Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House, when you were seeking records on Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House, or Jim Jordan, the chairman of this committee?
The time of the gentleman is...
No, please give me back the time that was taken away.
Time has expired, but we're going to let the witness answer your question because it's an important question. The witness can respond.
We did not provide that information to the judge when we requested a non-disclosure order, consistent with the law and consistent with department
Mr. Chairman, the amazing thing here today is that we have an admission that an Article
Mr. Chairman, the gentleman's time has expired by now 34 seconds.
It gets more than 5 minutes.
How many times you can interrupt me?
The time belongs to the gentleman from California, but it has expired.
I will be brief in my address to the chairman. We have the evidence that an Article I representative on behalf of the president withheld that Article III.
Mr. Chairman, our witness granted the same leniency.
And with that, I yield back in disgust of this witness.
Meanwhile, at the governor's mansion in Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz is on video encouraging protesters targeting ICE to keep it up.
Gwen, Gus, I, and all the friends that come to see Gus, thank you for coming out in the cold, but more importantly, thank you for standing up for me. Thank you for standing up for our neighbors who don't have a fence and don't have people to take them around and don't have lawyers to defend them. And for every single person who... Oh, here we go. All right. Yeah, that's good. And on behalf of Gwen, I and Dustin, it's so nice to see people out here not angry with us. So thank you. But just to say, these are the moments for people to stand up. These are the moments that are not the easy ones, but these are the moments where character comes out. I am receiving notes from around the world. People identifying, and there's a lot of people saying, okay, I was sleeping on Minnesota. And I think what you've done and what our neighbors are going through to see this, and I oftentimes told this story. I served on the China Commission in Congress, ironically enough, as co-chair with Marco Rubio. We used to bring in Chinese political prisoners, and we would ask them, when we speak up and call out your government, is it bad? And they said, well, in the short run it's bad because they torture us. But if you don't speak up, they will torture us and forget about us. And the idea is right now is we have to be speaking up. We have to call it out. You are doing everything, and our neighbors are doing everything. And I can't stress enough on this. We're winning it because we're doing it with Minnesota grit, Minnesota humor, Minnesota decency. Oftentimes talk about this, and I know people are discussing this a lot. I spent a lot of time with John Lewis on nonviolent resistance. The resistance matters. We're not telling people to be silent, but we're not telling people to go out and cause problems. We're going to cause good trouble. Thank you.
After all of this, you peel back the layers of what's really happening, and you see a pattern of behavior that can't be ignored. The global organized crime syndicate has been milking the American people for decades and has accumulated billions of dollars they've spent trying to destroy our country. With reports uncovering the massive fraud like the one of Nick Shirley and this clip detailing Ilhan Omar's connection, this is just the tip of a gigantic iceberg that isn't going to be going away anytime soon.
Woman Ilhan Omar's net worth went up nearly $30 million. The question is how? Here's what we know. Omar's husband, a former political consultant, owns a venture capital firm based in Washington, D.C. and a winery in California. Take a look at these numbers. In 2023, Omar disclosed a maximum of $50,000 in assets at the winery. The next year, Dana, that number increased to $5 million. Meanwhile, her husband's company, Rose Lake Capital, reported a maximum of $1,000 in assets in 2023. The next year, it was $25 million. Despite that, Omar denied being a millionaire earlier this year, posting on X, quote, "I barely have thousands, let alone millions." House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer tells Fox News an investigation is underway, writing, quote, "The committee is working on addressing ethics concerns regarding Representative Omar and her spouse, and we hope to have an update soon." But Omar says she's being targeted.
Ever since I've gotten to Congress, they have been doing these sort of weird ethics investigations. None of them have yielded anything because I have been as transparent as I can be.
Of course, others see it differently. Elon Musk says Omar committed fraud, while President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, "She should be in jail or even a worse punishment, sent back to Somalia." Omar authored the Meals Act in 2020, which loosened oversight on food programs during COVID. Federal prosecutors say one of those programs, Feeding Our Future, stole $250 million through fake meal sites. We did reach out to Omar as part of this story, but so far we have not heard back, Dana.
Okay, Nate Boy, thank you for that.
United States Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent made it very clear to Governor Gavin Newsom that the Trump administration has California in its sights for the next investigation of federal fraud.
I think it's very, very ironic that, Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and Davos is the perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry, And I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
These blue states want your money. They just don't think you should be asking where it's going. Even David Spade, Hollywood actor, said that Newsom and his cartel need to be held accountable.
The same broader problem with people paying taxes in California when they're building a $100 billion train to Sacramento, San Francisco area, that I don't know if everyone's clamoring for it when you could take $10 billion and probably fix a lot of problems in California. But they keep pushing this 10-year thing about the train. That's just one of the crazy things. The homeless, they lose $20 billion, but they want more money for it. Well, that's why people get tired of paying taxes and going, well, what are you doing? Gavin Newsom just vetoed a bill asking for an audit of where the money for homeless goes. He said, not a chance. You're not going to see that. That's
well, I don't think
odd
anyone
move.
could disagree with this. There are states, I don't have them offhand, who basically you go to their website and they tell you where all the money's going.
Yeah.
Line by line. Maybe it's thousands of pages a year, but you can see where it's going. So when he's behind the curtain, don't pay attention to Gavin Newsom, it's a little
it's
bit
just frustrating
suspect.
because you go,
Yeah.
you can't ask for more. I mean, if someone's if you're in a household and someone's blowing all the money, you go, what are you spending it on? Don't worry about it. Just give us more money. You go, well, I'd like to see something. And if it's fixing homeless, great, but don't just take it and then be like, homeless has gotten worse. You go,
it's like,
but you just
excuse me, Gavin
Excuse
Newsom, excuse me. Could we ask where the 20 billion went? Or
that's a great question, but no.
Garth, I'm sorry.
That was Garth asking?
It was Garth, a little bit of Garth. But
Make no mistake, these protests are designed specifically to keep your focus on one hand, while the factions of cartels like the Democrat terrorist organization, their nonprofits, and the 24,000 NATO-run businesses shred documents and delete data. While everyone is focused on church disruptions and protest drama, hardly anyone is talking about the scale of financial abuse that has been exposed. Fake nonprofits, shell organizations, questionable government projects, billions in federal and state grants with little oversight, money flowing from the feds to the states to the crooks and everyone in between, then funneled back to Democrat and Rhino campaigns. So you get a warm fuzzy thinking you're actually voting at the polls every time they have an election. Besides voter fraud and installation of cartel members from the favorite gangs, James O'Keefe is uncovering the toxic poisons being spread in the air as if it's another day of doing business by the members of Davos.
So we invest in these technologies to assist with the warming climate, and the effect of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere will help block some of the warming, and the particles stay in the air for 1 year. So, and actually we're speaking to some of the airplane manufacturers and to see if they can emit some of our technology into the atmosphere to help with the global warming. That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
In O'Keefe's video, undercover footage showing global leaders casually discussing policies that affect our air, water, and food supply without transparency or public debate is utterly demonic and evil. O'Keefe tells them he's found a way to have poisons hang in the air for a year and not one person blinks an eye. In fact, they want to invest in his fake company. You can see they don't want to ingest the toxins themselves, but they don't care if you do.
There's actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want aluminum oxides in my lettuce. Are you kidding me? A cocktail from hell.
that they're spreading above our heads.
You'd think that every family in America and in the world would be alarmed at this information, but like always, the flock of Karens and the super stupid, low IQ liberals will line up for more boosters and slap diapers on their faces as they violently tell you you're crazy for trusting real science and can articulate the difference between a man and a woman. Wake up, America. Their smoke and mirrors is dangerous, and what they're covering up is even worse. Thanks for joining me for the America Matters Radio Show. I'm April Legend.